Hi everyone! Welcome to another episode of Mavis and Me. Today I'm going to be talking about not giving up on your service dog in training, no matter how frustrating it can be. Who out there hasn't been out with their service dog in training and thought, this is a complete waste of time, she's never going to get there? Hey, I've been there too, more times than I care to admit. But just be patient. For some dogs, the hurdle is going to be anxiety related. Some will struggle with containing themselves when they're overstimulated, and for others, they might have a basic dislike for certain situations. Give everything time. Most dogs will come around. What bothers him now likely won't bother him in a few months, especially if you keep introducing him to it in favorable ways. Working in small increments towards a goal, keeping stress levels low, and using simple, highly rewarded repetitions like look at me or sit or down as a form of mental redirection are excellent tools to help you get past a training snafu. Keeping a training log is a great way to record progress. Sometimes when I thought Mavis's training had come to a standstill, I looked back and saw just how far she'd come. It gave me hope and helped me to recognize how much she does know. Sometimes I see random dogs when I'm out and about, and I think, that dog seems like it would make a really good service dog because it appears really stable and calm or fearless. Every once in a while, I even see a dog that I think that dog would be a better service dog than Mavis. Considerations like this are fine, but the truth remains that that dog is not mine, and we all have to work with that dog on the other end of our leash. No puppy was born a perfect service dog specimen. They all have at least something that is their undoing. Maybe they start out weary of other dogs, or they have an unhealthy love for balls or squirrels. Maybe they tend to be noisy with random barking and whining, or they're tenacious leash pullers, or maybe they're too aloof or overly friendly with strangers. It's easy to feel discouraged when your dog does something inappropriate, but as long as you are working on correcting the situation, continue to plod forward. It may take you 6 months to rectify the issue, but chances are, if you keep at it and strive for incremental progress, you too are going to get there. Don't forget to keep in mind what is important to you and what you need in a service dog. The best service dog for John will likely not be the best service dog for you. Your requirements are certain to be different. What good is a counterbalanced dog if it's 16 pounds? And if you need a dog to be aware of and alert you to strangers, one that requires 23.5 hours of sleep each day isn't going to fit the bill either. All dogs fall short in some way for their handlers at some point. Keep in mind there is a fine line that your dog must walk. Is he too mellow or too vigilant? Too friendly or too standoffish? Too independent to stay focused or too focused to think outside the box? Be prepared to adjust your expectations in some way if need be. One beautiful thing about a service dog's relationship with his handler is that it's always growing and changing. If he's spending 24/7 at your side, he's bound to pick up subtle nuances in your behavior. His training is never truly complete because he will adjust himself to your needs over time. When working with your service dog in training, it is important to be realistic. A service dog is not a robot. It's an animal who has thoughts and fears just like everyone else. The first few weeks of Mavis's training were very depressing. Her training log reported discomfort around loud noises, shopping carts, buckets, adult men, vehicles in parking lots, things blowing in the wind past her, shadows in the dark. The list went on. It was as if the first 18 months of her life, she was kenneled in some basement. I know for a fact this wasn't true. I raised her. She had a couple of fear periods as a puppy, but the one that came along around her first birthday seemed to go on forever. I held off on her basic public access training for 6 months until she was more mentally secure and I saw her able to socialize to, and generalize around, these upsetting things. Once we set up the habit of reacting appropriately, her improvement in these situations increased profoundly. I'm not going to say it was easy, and I certainly fretted plenty about her likelihood of washing out of my personal service dog program, but given time and support, she came out the other side a stable, willing worker. She still occasionally overreacts to some things. I used to think that cat-like reflexes were a good thing, but when you see a 95-pound dog shoot straight up into the air because a gum wrapper got stuck between her toes, you realize that edgy isn't always a great response. 99% of the time, she's not even afraid of whatever it was. She happily sniffs it and goes on with her day. Some dogs are reactive like Mavis, and others aren't. We all probably know reactive and non-reactive people. The one that screams and falls down when you jump out and say, "Boo!" versus the one that stoically stands there and just closes their eyes waiting to be murdered. It took me quite a while to wrap my mind around this concept before I realized that Mavis isn't necessarily reacting out of fear. Rather, she simply startles easily. I would categorize it more of a personality thing. It does make for some entertaining encounters. She's absolutely adorable when she walks through deep fall leaves and steps in a hidden stick. When the leaves jostle 3 feet away, she goes 4 feet straight up in the air, turns nearly 360 degrees, and somehow manages to land 6 feet away. And the look on her face when I laugh at her is absolutely priceless. It is my hope that this video helped you through a tough time with your service dog in training. It gives you permission to be disappointed, but it also makes it clear that tomorrow is another day. Please subscribe if you like what I've got going on here, and feel free to leave a comment below about some of the things that your service dog has struggled with. Thanks again for watching. Until next time. Bye!